Oh, right. Okay, cool. Ready? Might be sooner than that. Yeah. Gotta get late to her.
Welcome to the Reef and Pepper Show. Are you going to correct me?
You'll get it right one day. You'll get it right one day.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a pepper and a reef show.
It's
Oh,
actually
okay, yeah.
it's actually a Reef and Pepper Show. Welcome.
The P&A show, the Peaceful
P-
Ages.
I like that. I like that.
I was thinking of using that word Candia
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and calling it like Candia Connect
Oh, yeah.
on the Fiji. So in
Yeah.
Fiji, the people in India, I'm sorry, the people from India that were moved to Fiji,
Mhm.
the indigenous Fijian people call them Candias. It's like a slang term for the Indians.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say this, I'm gonna get.
No. It's not like the N word or equivocal
No.
to that.
No, what's up, my Canadians? It's like, oh, sorry.
Oh.
Excuse me? What did you say?
Beep.
Sorry.
Candia.
Candia. Sorry guys, these guys are looking at me like, is this how they're looking at me?
They're not like that.
Okay, I thought this one is giving like,
The death stare.
The
this one's
desk.
giving me like, oh, why do we have him on our show? And he's like, he's disappointed, he's like,
I think he fell asleep.
I think so.
Yes,
Yeah.
he fell asleep.
Yeah, I think so. So, Arif, our special guest today.
Yes.
I'm super excited.
Mhm.
Mr. Drew, all born and raised in Montreal, in the mean streets of Montreal, right?
and
right?
emphasize on the mean streets. 'Cause,
Yeah.
it's pretty mean down there.
Is it? No, be serious. Is it really that mean?
No, honestly, it's very it
Okay.
is very mean in the, not like on TV, you know what I mean? But like it's very mean as in like there's a lot of different types of people trying to do different types of things
Mhm.
at the same time, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's like you have, your regular like, your people who sell weed
Right.
and they have your pimps, like it's all like territory, you know what I mean?
Were you literally mean the street life?
Mhm.
I was around that environment. Right, so me and my footing in the streets was I sold the shoes from China. You know what I mean? I sold fake shoes.
What, are you being serious right now?
I am being serious. like everyone was selling weed, everyone was selling like whatever they need to sell.
Okay.
I'm like, you know what? If these guys could sell reefer,
Yeah.
why can't I sell shoes?
Okay.
So I connected with this guy from China, and he's like, yo, I got a plug for fake Jordans. So I would get them for like $70,
Yeah.
and I would sell them for like $100.
Damn.
So Jordans were like 150. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's like
So you found that middle market.
Exactly. I found a middle market until this was the day. Like, so I was just selling it in my school. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
In my school until like I got out of like my to different schools.
Yeah.
My flex.
Mhm.
This is when shit hit the fan. This is when it hit the fan. So basically, when this dude, he approaches me, he's like, "You're Jaron Drew, right?" Well, back then I used to go by Sales Good Shoes, like my AKA name.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Sales
I had
Good Shoes.
Sales Good Shoes. I had an AKA name. They call me J Kicks. I think I
That's
still have
pretty
my
good.
Kicks though.
J-King's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
And,
I like that.
I get off a train station. This guy approaches me. I'm with my boys too. He's like, "Yo, you sold me some shoes, blah blah blah." And I told my boys to, "Yo, go ahead," you know what I mean? And he pulls out a knife on me. Yeah, this was a moment where I'm like, all right, I didn't know this was gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He pulls out a knife on me. He's like, "Yo, I was playing basketball and the shoes broke." I'm like, my guy, why are you selling? I'm selling you Jordans for half the price of actual Jordans. Why are you doing actual Jordan things?
Yeah, what?
You know what I mean?
What kind of nonsense is this?
Pisses me. It got me so angry because even on the website that
Yeah.
I had, don't attempt what you know what I mean?
Actual
what it
physical
advertises.
activity.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so wait, so
The Jordans broke.
people knew they were buying
People knew
Fuji,
they're the Gucci shoes. Yes.
Gucci.
but
This-
there's no refunds or exchanges. What do you mean?
This Jamaican dude, dreadlocks, star of the basketball team,
Oh.
was like, "Yo, dog, I bought Jordan 5s. I went for a dunk, I landed, and the shoes broke." And I'm like, if I'm selling you shoes for half the price of actual shoes, don't do actual shoe
But
things.
dude,
man.
if he's the star of the team, yo, I get it, dude.
Yeah, the ego was
Credibility.
inflated.
Yeah.
So he pulls out a knife. He's like, "Yo, I want a refund. Where's your bank account? I Okay, you know what? Really, take it all. You know what I mean?
So did you really give a
So-
refund?
Sorry.
You gave him a refund, you were out?
I'm just like, it's not worth my. You know what I
So
mean?
did you actually really give him like cash, or did you give him a bunch of Jordans?
No, I gave him cash. I gave him cash.
You
Yeah.
didn't give him the rest of your.
No.
your
And all I had was like $200 because I worked at McDonald's too.
Mhm.
So it was whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I sold my my company to another person. He took it over, and
Mhm.
that was it. So yeah, that's how mean Montreal is. They're gonna
Okay.
pull out a knife
Nice.
on me. Look at me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I hope you're part of my material now. So I'm not even gonna say names.
That's actually a good part of that. You could definitely add that.
You know that 100%.
So do you find a lot of your material comes from traumatic experiences?
Man, not just moments in my life that's in my memories museum. You know what I mean? It's in my memory for a reason.
Yeah.
So
So if-
before we go there, I do want to introduce you properly
Mhm.
because we just kind of went into, this is Jaron Drew.
Mhm.
I didn't even say I said Drew, Mr. Drew,
Mhm.
and grew up in the mean streets of Montreal. But I do want to actually give you a formal introduction, proper. Please, comedian. Do you act, or is it just a comedian?
Yeah, I do background work.
Okay.
I also still want to be a Jabberwocky. So
Okay.
that's number one. And then mostly it's comedy, you know what I mean?
So you're serious about the Jabberwocky thing?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
100%. It's honestly where I feel like
Mhm.
I'm releasing without releasing, if that makes sense.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like whenever I'm like doing the movements,
Mhm.
and it's like I'm whoo, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm yeah.
Frame rate's slow.
Yeah.
Makes it look like a Matrix
But
right
you
now.
guys can hear the flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So are you regularly practice dance?
Yeah, I'm in the mirror. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm in the
depending-
mirror.
Depending how I feel, if I'm
Yeah.
on like a Chris Brown take you down kind of vibe,
Ah.
you know what I mean? I'm taking off all my clothes.
Right.
But
Oh.
if I'm angry, I had a bad day at work, I'm like
Still Chris
oh,
Brown.
Like, no, I'm still Chris Brown. I'm crumping. You know what I
Now
mean?
you're mad, Chris Brown.
Yeah.
So do we have any of that footage that we can actually see anywhere? Like, do you actually have it tape?
You getting
Yeah,
into
yeah.
ciphers and stuff?
I usually put it on my Instagram stories.
Mhm.
But there's a lot on my MacBook, so I'll send it to you.
Private.
I'll send
Private, yeah.
I'll send it take you down once.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sounds good. I'd love that.
Right.
So do you actually want to professionally dance? Like, could you see yourself putting in the work
He said
to go that
he
way?
still wants to be a
Yeah,
Jabberwocky.
like if the Jabberwockies were like, hey guys, hey, we need a small Filipino dude, 5'1.5". I'm submitting my application.
What kind of work do you think it'll take you to get to that level, or do you think you're already at that level?
No, I have to take lessons. I have to go to dance classes.
So it would be like a whole new commitment.
Exactly.
So you'd have to put the comedy on hold and stuff.
Which is not going to happen.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but if the opportunity arises, and like let's say I'm in the club, you know what I mean? The Jabberwockies
And
are
you're popping
there.
off.
I am faded. I'm on a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
This guy dance battles me. I dance battle him. Jabberwockies go, yo.
You're
what?
dope.
I like your flow. Gives me the contract. I'm signing it. You know what I mean?
I see.
So we're gonna put the Jabberwockies on notice
Yeah.
officially.
Yes, yeah.
Jaron Drew is ready and looking, and on top of that, when you take him on tour with you, he'll make you laugh the whole time.
Yes.
Exactly, yeah,
Yes.
100%.
What better entertainment could you want on the road than someone to make you laugh?
So this is it. You know the twins, the two black guys with like the
Oh yeah,
Oh, yes,
Those-
yes, yes,
so
Crazy
this was
good.
when I
Those
was.
guys are crazy.
This
good.
was when I was like 23 years old.
Mhm.
So before comedy, Jabberwocky Jaron, bottle service, meeting the streets with his goons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So me, I make eye contact with the twins. One of them, he makes eye contact with me.
Mhm.
So I'm like, all right, my ego's too fragile to do this. I gotta challenge him. You know what I mean? My boys are big dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they know, Jaron needs a circle.
They're gonna hold you
know what I'm
down.
saying? Yeah, no, Jaron needs a circle.
Yeah.
So we make a circle. You know what I mean? It's easy. Like
Yeah.
I'm the smallest one in the group. Boom. I look at the guy. I look at the twins.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo. You know what I mean? I'm doing moves. I'm like,
Giving it to him.
Yeah.
give it to him.
Yeah.
And then after, in my mind, I'm like, hey, I am light enough right now to do a backflip.
So did you do backflips on the court? Because you did mention that you were forced to play basketball.
Yeah.
So were you like the tiniest one in the basketball?
Yeah, so in elementary, when I was the same height as everyone, that's when everything was good. And then
Yeah.
everyone got their growth spurt in high school.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, how did you guys get so tall? What happened here? After summer, I remember after summer, after I finished high school, how did you guys get so tall? And that was it.
It's that testosterone
My
hit.
dream, my
That's
dream
it.
has ended.
But did you hit the flip?
I didn't land, my friend. And the twins
Oh.
were like, hey man, we'll help you out, buddy. You know what I mean? It's like I got sympathy from these guys. And they're dancing with
Okay, what was the rotation? How far?
Oh, okay, so
Rotation.
boom, I do my thing, like I do the Dougie, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So 1, 2, I'm like, okay. This guy, he like put his leg over his head and did some crazy and I was like, I gotta top this, man.
Damn.
I gotta top this. So me, I'm thinking of Chris Brown. I go to my biggest homie. Yo, put your hands like this. I'm gonna go and then I'm gonna do a stomp the yard flip. So I jump and then I land on my back.
Oh.
Yeah. And you know when you land on your back, you're like, ooh,
Winded.
you feel the feeling.
Mm.
And then I'm down, and then the twin is like, yo, good effort, you know what I mean? But I dance for Beyonce, little boy. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Yeah.
so but he indulged you. Did he actually?
He
He
did.
actually threw some moves
Yeah,
at it.
yeah.
That's kind of cool, man.
And
Yeah.
and I see, and whenever I see him in Montreal, we go, what's popping? How are you?
That's dope, man.
So this is actually a real story. I thought.
You made your mark.
Oh my! I thought he was kidding. I mean, he is a comedian,
Right.
Like
Well, no,
I
we don't
honestly,
lie about
like
his
you,
stories, though.
like,
It's based on true stories, right? Like comedians,
Oh.
that's the stigma I find.
Oh,
That
okay.
they'll do anything to be funny. You know what I mean?
You just
So-
know how to find humor in these kind of situations.
In my downfalls.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So
Okay.
it's like, and that's kind of how I kind of use comedy as an outlet, as like therapy.
Yeah.
Is that I'm able to deconstruct the memory and explain it in a way where it's humorous.
Yeah.
And it is coming from a real place. So that's the beauty of my comedy, right? It's all facts, right? It's all
Yes.
And, you know what I mean?
Because imagine telling that story to somebody with no
Right.
comedic context. They would have no idea how to feel for you.
Exactly.
You feel bad for this guy?
Yeah. Damn,
Do I
you
say
told
sorry?
that story. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
so tell us a little bit more about what you just said. Like, just elaborate a little bit more. I just want to go a little bit deeper and to figure out, so honestly, you did say you were one of the, you were forced to play basketball.
Right.
And then as you progressed, you noticed that people were getting taller than you, and you actually hit your growth spurt. I can't speak. And how did that make you feel? Like, where did you find
So
yourself?
in this predicament, so everyone's taller than me. Everyone's doing basketball. Everyone's doing their thing.
Yeah.
So I had to find my footing in a way where I had to not instill myself, because it's like you're forcing yourself in,
Right.
but like kind of have my footing as the only Filipino in a ghetto school, right?
Right.
So I had to figure out, do I want to be the funny guy? So I turned to selling fake shoes, dancing. I turned to being that guy. But this is when it hit the fan. When I started stealing the basketball team's girlfriends with my dance moves, you know what I mean? That's when they're like, okay, this guy's
You're trying to get beat up.
we gotta put him on the team as a mascot or something. we gotta incorporate this guy on the team. You know what I mean?
And no one told you this is a bad idea to approach the basketball players' girlfriends.
No, because we're all homies. You know what I mean?
So
So that
it's
was
like-
the only thing. And in high school, whatever, boys, girls, blah blah, blah, testosterone, hormones are all over the place. What I was lacking back then is what I have now, which is really solidifying my place as the alpha male. You know what I mean?
Ah.
In a sense where it's respectable. You know what I mean? Because I was the loud one. Girls were around me. Guys were around me. Guys hated me. Girls loved me, etc., etc. So only now I can tell the difference between, what's what. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it It was a humbling experience.
It's always interesting to me when people address themselves as an alpha. I don't really I don't put too much stock into these personality, characteristics, because I think we have there's so much polarity in everybody. Like I think in some parts I'm an alpha, but then I'll sing R&B songs and feel myself in a different space that's not really alpha material.
That's it. So,
But that doesn't mean anything.
Well, I think it means that we just sometimes we take ourselves too seriously and limit what
Right.
we can feel.
Okay. Yeah.
exactly.
That's true.
Because I think a lot of alphas, big, bad, strong guy,
Yeah.
uneffable kind of
That's
mentality.
the stigma, yeah.
And they don't really allow themselves to be like a full person. But I think we do that because it sounds good. It sounds good to say I'm an alpha.
Alpha,
man.
yeah, exactly.
Badass.
To be the king of the jungle,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what is in the jungle? You know what I mean? There are.
You ain't doing nothing in the jungle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going in, you're not leaving.
Nope.
Yeah, no, not.
But
not
but,
gonna
but
happen.
but but me, I'm a put me in the jungle with nothing. I'll come out with a fur coat. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So the jungle was
Love that.
high school, and I came out with a fur coat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
that's nice.
And it was a mentality that I incorporated subconsciously. So I was a bit too friendly back in the day, where it's like, the basketball team would be given the chance to tell me what's up, you know what I mean?
Right.
Without me, like, you know what I'm saying?
Asserting yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I kind of had to learn the hard way when I got a girl that I liked, which was in like grade 8. You know what I mean? I got her taken away, and that's when I'm like, all right, I gotta move differently, man. I gotta
Taken away by an athlete?
by an athlete, yeah, by an athlete. And this is me listening to like Usher, Let It Burn. It was burning, man. It was burning. You know what I mean?
Aw.
And but yeah, that's when I kind of realized that, like, okay, I gotta rethink where my place is. You know what I mean?
Man, I feel so bad for you.
Well, I think it's great, man. I think it's great that you didn't let it break you. I think it's great that you didn't do the reverse. I think
Did
what
it
it
not?
But in order to be fixed, you need to get broken.
Yeah, I think it gave you some armor, man. I
It
feel
did,
like
yeah.
I feel like you put a coat of armor on that prevents you from letting that happen to you.
Exactly.
And I think that's powerful, man, because
Yeah, it is very powerful.
people that don't know how to turn that into armor get weak.
Yeah.
And they never regain their footing, and it goes on to like really destructive habits in the future.
Yeah, drugs, just destructive.
Abusive relationships and things.
But the first step to this kind of mentality is realizing the hurt and the pain. So once you realize the pain, you're able to navigate around it
Right.
or through it. You know what I mean? You're able to realize, hey, that's there. How can I make myself feel better, or how do I improve upon this situation? I got my girl taken away
Right.
because I wasn't dancing hard enough for her. I wasn't. Put me on the team, coach. I'll play basketball too. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, man.
But
I was-
where do you think that comes from? Because I know in your comedy you mentioned the whole, parents got divorced when you were young,
Right.
And that can kind of further lead to destabilizing
Exactly.
kids' confidence and their mentality.
Yes, sir.
So where do you draw the strength from to not let it hold you down?
Man, to be honest, the core of Jaron Drew is honestly my family. You know what I mean? If I didn't have my family to tell me what's what, if I didn't have my family to ask, like, yo, this is how I feel, how should I go about with it, and really guide me, I think that is the main thing. As that, my family with my own mentality, with what I learned, because you have to understand, man, this is like 17-year-old Jaron. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? This is
No life
a
experience.
Jaron that would mistaken arrogance for confidence, right? Would just kind of move in a way where I will be the loudest in the room without saying anything, just being the loudest, right? With no message. So it's like what I had to deal with was dealing with, why do I want to be seen in this light? You know what I mean? Why do I want to be that lion in the jungle, right? So it's like it's more of a insecurity thing, right? So I had to really reflect on why I got my girl taken away.
Yeah.
What was my own mistakes, but and then I realized there's like 99 other girls in my school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's
So was that really the moment that you realized that, you know what, I'm better than this?
That was the moment I realized that playing the song "Let It Burn" when the girls in your room will do some things, will create some magic. That's for sure.
Oh, I see.
It is a jam.
And that's when I really.
Baby making music.
Geez, man, that's I don't know what happened there, but that's when I got like my real confidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm finding? We've talked to a lot of artists.
Yes.
And I feel like a lot of artists come from pain and painful
Yeah.
situations and
Yeah.
traumatic situations. For me, personally, I went through a lot of trauma as a kid, and I always felt like there was something inside of me, wherever it was, pushing me to remind me that there's so much more for you. There's so much more for you. There's so much more for you. Not a religious way, a spiritual way, but just something that was telling me that whatever you're experiencing now is not going to last, and you'll be good, and eventually you'll find the space. And I've always kind of had that thought somewhere in the back of my head. Do you ever feel that there's something more than you that's moving you forward?
Man, of course, in your own reality, you're the main character.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And the feeling of whatever it is, like euphoria, sadness, that feeling is gonna pass. You know what I mean? What I am doing right now is just enjoying the moment
Yes.
and being present as to exactly where I am,
That's dope.
who I'm performing for, et cetera, because you never know who's listening, right?
Facts.
So like the butterfly effect, man, it's like how we met is just crazy, you know what I mean?
Really
Like,
is.
Dude, I
Yeah.
left a comedy show because I wanted pizza. If I wanted spaghetti, bro, I would have been on another direction.
Never would have met.
That's what I'm saying.
Facts.
So
and then
this is-
and then I
this
met
is how you-
Pepper, and then we're all here. you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
We're
true.
all present.
So this is how you guys met.
Very random. It was like the first show that I did post COVID, and him and you were with Akeem, right?
I was with Akeem, yeah.
Yeah, and they were leaving a comedy show.
Who, by the way, was on the basketball team in high school. So that's what I'm. He was in another school. but
another
he-
really funny comic
Yeah,
show
yeah.
to Akeem, and we were outside partaking in some cannabis activities, and these guys are walking past, and they're like, "Yo, what's happening inside?" We're like, "Oh, it's a hip hop show." And I'm like, yo, you should come and check it out. And then they're like, yeah, we'll come and check it out. And everyone says that.
Yeah.
No one ever comes back.
Yeah.
They actually came back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then
cool.
from there, we kind of built to where we are now. And we had a great experience last week at our first High Phrase live show.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can parlay it into some more opportunities.
Yeah, you know what? I actually really, really enjoyed your performance
Oh,
at
much
the.
appreciated.
Yeah, I mean, it
Savage.
was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Like you and Wreckage. I am gonna give a shout out to Wreckage
For sure.
because he's absolutely amazing as well. But you really did. You were like, I mean, hands down, people were laughing the whole
Belly laughs.
entire time. Like it was
Yeah.
just so funny. Like everything you said. I mean, down to the Q-tip D.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, maybe we should tell our audience what the Q-tip D
I
is
know,
all
you-
about.
you-
No, they gotta come to a show.
You can come to my show.
They gotta come and see him live. And
If you want to find out what the Q-tip is,
it's
Yeah.
yeah. I honestly, I find I've seen you multiple times now. I find you move a little different
Yes.
on stage now. I feel like you are feeling like a professional. I think you move like a professional. I think your phrasing and your pauses and your engaging with the crowd, I think all that's you're just becoming really comfortable.
appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you.
And I think the dope thing is because like I'm a comedy head. I'm obsessed. I am absolutely obsessed with joke telling, the writing, the process, all of it. And you are really, really good joke writer. And it's not just because with the Wreckage does a little different. He's got stories. He goes off the head. And he kind of just finds places that are funny.
First of all, let me just stop you there.
Mhm.
I've been doing it for like 4 years. Wreckage has been doing it for 4 months.
Yeah.
So the level of
Oh, yeah,
level
no.
is,
Yeah.
don't even put me in the same category, man.
So what I was gonna say is because he is new to it, the process isn't all refined.
Right, 100%.
But
Yeah,
when I hear you and I watch you, I see it.
Appreciate you,
You can
yeah.
see the difference between someone that's refined and writes material,
Right, yeah.
and actually looks for where is this gonna get the laugh? Where am I gonna stop? Let them laugh. I can breathe. You know, you're finding these pockets. Do you write to create punchlines, or are you just writing and then funny stuff just pops
So
out?
right now, what I'm doing is, So I have my like 2 to 3 minutes that I've been trying to open mics.
Mhm.
So I'm just trying to find tags to kind of further the joke. So like now it's going to be like, what else in the bathroom can I use other than a Q-tip? Oh, shampoo. I got that shampoo tongue or something. You know what I mean? I got that loofah
Right.
tongue or something. You know what I'm saying? So like just an extension of my jokes. So that's where I'm at right now. Just really kind of,
Okay.
finding the longevity in my joke writing.
Right. Right.
So yeah,
Loofah
I mean it's just all truth up there, And I appreciate you guys laughing because that was off the fly. You know what I'm saying? So
But the thing is,
something to be said
you're seeing
about
these
a
things.
loofah tongue.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is,
Yeah.
you're seeing these things. I think it's dope when comics find humor in everything,
yeah.
irrespective of how uncomfortable it makes people, because there is humor in everything.
Yeah, so this is like Jerry Seinfeld. He's more of a writer. You know what I mean? He writes.
Right.
He will never do what Chappelle does. Chappelle goes on stage and he finds his material. You know what I mean? As he's talking, as he's having a conversation on stage, and then he works on the bit. You know what I mean? So it's like everybody's process is 100% different.
Totally.
I am at a level where I'm able to now finally segue from joke to joke. You know what I mean? Like where I could go. So like where I could go like, oh, this is my issue now, and the issue is because of my parents' divorce or because I was bullied by the basketball team. So it's like my comedy is like the why. How did you get in this position? And what am I watching? You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that's that.
Often the
Yeah.
pain does take you to such great like journeys in life, and and such success. I mean, and you truly are. You're a huge success in what you do, and it's absolutely amazing to see you, because I have seen a few of your shows like before, and as I also noticed that you're very different. Your shows are very different. They're more people are watching, more people are engaging. I think it's absolutely amazing to have that.
Appreciate you, Pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a little more
I appreciate
adult.
you
It's a
too.
little more adult humor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely adult humor. Yeah.
Yeah, not for the kids, but that's cool, man.
Like I mean I do play bar mitzvahs. I got hired for a bar mitzvah like last winter, and that was pretty cool.
Are you able to G-rate your stuff?
Yeah, 100%.
You can find spaces to
Yeah,
still
like,
keep it funny.
'cause, just clean humor.
Yeah.
So like what's your
Is there
definition of
such
clean humor?
Well, here's the thing: you're not crass.
Yeah.
You don't swear a lot. You don't use a lot of like really foul, dirty language.
Right,
You
yeah.
use a lot of insinuations
Yeah.
that are just really dirty.
Yeah.
And that's
Because I live a dirty lifestyle.
And there ain't nothing wrong with that. And that's what makes it adult.
Yeah,
I
checked
think
all the
I think
time.
dudes that are like vulgar, that's that kind of adult humor is a little bit
Exactly, right.
different.
Yeah.
Like Charlie Murphy, half his set was just swear words, but the way he delivers it, it's so good.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
It is so good.
And not everyone needs it.
Yeah.
Like Pryor used to swear all the time, but not
Oh, yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
needs that. I think the insinuations are just as effective. So when you do a G-rated show, how do you find ways to not go there while still going there?
So yeah, no, me, I like with the G-rated shows, I find like I'm more talking about my height, about my looks, about the outside looking in, I'm very like I have like I'll do like a 5 second rule, so I give somebody 5 seconds if they're staring at me. You know what I mean? I'll give the after 10 seconds I'll give the wave, like what's good. Like after 15 seconds, what are you looking at? You know what I mean? Like what's happening here? So I'm like I have a couple of G-rated kind of material, but yeah,
Still a little edgy.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you ever make fun of anybody's parents, kids?
Right now,
Grandparents?
like I think my biggest joke is like how my Filipinos love to party,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yes.
It's a little.
Do you karaoke? I just have to put that in there. Do you?
Why did Pepper? I'm dancing to replace the karaoke. You know what I mean?
Okay,
I don't have a
okay.
singing voice.
All right. Well, I mean,
Um,
most Filipinos,
they
whether
do.
they
Sing.
don't or do,
Most of them
they-
can sing.
Yeah,
my grandpa
and
tried
dance.
to. My grandpa tried to get me into the magic mic, but I'm good. And then let it burn. You know what I mean? Like, so I
Okay, so one question I want to ask you is a little more serious. Now, you indulge in the self-deprecation portion of the humor a lot. And I think it's brave when you kind of expose the things that other people may not be so comfortable with, and you just completely throw it in people's faces to kind of, hey, you're gonna accept me whether you like it or not,
Okay.
type vibe.
Yeah.
That
Is
you,
that the vibe
I think that's kind of what I get when you're delivering your material, is that I already see these things.
Right.
Nothing you can say is gonna make me feel different,
Mm.
so you're gonna deal with it.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel that kind of takes a toll on you?
Mentally?
Yeah.
100%, and that's what I'm realizing now, right? So whenever I'm doing the my self-deprecating, it's like word is magic, you know what I mean?
Right.
And the more I do it, the more it's like, oh my god, I'm actually looking like a dog now, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm realizing now that it's all like words are power, but no, I feel the effects now, so which is why I'm trying to like get away from the self-deprecating, and like I'm going more towards like Q-tip, more towards like hearing aid, more towards
Sex symbol.
Exactly, yeah. More towards empowering myself,
Yes.
as opposed to like, yo man, like I'm surprised I'm not a virgin. No, it should be a surprise. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
like I'm
So you actually felt it take a toll on your mental health?
100%, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I felt it, especially when I was drinking. Like, I'd be like, who am I really? You know what I mean? What side am I playing? Am I playing the, oh man, he looks like this, or am I playing the, oh man, he looks like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I feel the shift in energy when it comes to my self-deprecating.
Yeah, that's powerful, man.
Yeah,
I don't think a lot of people get that. They're just kind of there for the laugh, and they get the laugh, and then they're out. They don't really look at
That's what you call like a cheap laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't really get the person delivering the laugh is almost. It's almost like you're kind of giving yourself like a verbal lashing almost on stage.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so true. That's a very.
I always wondered what that was like for comics that are very self-deprecating and what kind of toll. Because Tracy Morgan's one of my favorites. He's so self-deprecating, but at the same time continuously calls himself sexy and godlike
Yeah.
while he brings. So I think you kind of have to find a safe space in there where you don't just always find
Exactly.
places
You're,
to
you're
put
not
yourself
like
down.
talking down on yourself, because there's a lot like at the open mics, like you know the how I would say like the fat comedians.
Right.
Oh man, like I can't stop eating. Like that's very sad. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a problem that we're laughing at,
Wow.
and it's like, oh my, like it's funny, but dude, like I know at night you're hurt.
It's dark.
Yeah,
You know
it
what I
is
mean?
dark. Yeah, I mean, I know, I giggle,
But that's-
but
that's-
it's
yeah, comedy,
but it's
man.
so true though.
But it's
It
a
is
stigma.
dark. Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
a stigma that
yeah.
Like Sam Kinison, John Candy.
yeah.
John Candy was dope.
Yeah, a lot of these
Yes,
big
yes.
dudes have really
Yeah.
abusive behaviors. Chris Farley, another one, like you
Oh
know,
man,
Chris
rest in
Farley.
peace, these guys.
very
Yeah.
very destructive
But then
behaviors.
you have like Jim Carrey,
Right.
Yeah,
right?
Jim
Who
Carrey,
really kind of realized that, oh my, like right now, like nobody understands him. He's like a Kanye West.
He's a god, man.
Right now, you know what I
God,
mean?
Yeah, god level.
He knows characters. Like
Yeah.
at the end, so Jim has this quote like, who are we? We're everybody. We could be anybody. There's like, dude, it's an energy thing up there. You know what I mean? And comedy is such a scary game to be playing. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
giving out yourself to all these people. And if you're not giving out to yourself first, oh, comedy's gonna rip you, man.
Damn.
You know what I mean? You're gonna get finished in the long run, and that's why people don't survive in this game, man. They alcoholics, Percocets, just anything that indulges that endorphin. Because at the end of the day, man, when you're up there, adrenaline to the max.
Nothing
and
like it.
If you can't control that, game over, guys. You are
Yeah.
you are. Like I pray, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
nothing but
it's-
positive vibes.
it's
But
the
yeah, when I do
greatest
my
feeling in the world.
self-deprecating, man, I know the difference between like empowerment and really talking down on yourself, because you're disrespecting your body. You know what I mean? So it's like at the end of the day, man, you gotta realize what's what, and if you can't come to that realization, come on, man.
I think that's great for people to hear,
that's-
man.
Yeah,
It's
that
really
is so
important.
great for people. It is really important for people to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you walk onto a stage full of people watching you, and you do the one joke, the pin drops, no one laughs, what do you do?
To be honest, guys, I thought that one was gonna work, but you know what I mean. Like I just be honest with how I feel. Okay, well, I don't know why I started with that, but thank you guys for
Okay.
assuring me I shouldn't have started with that. You know.
Okay.
So yeah, no, just really letting them know, like,
So you keep it moving.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it moving, and how I feel, and that honestly, like 80% of the time, it gets a laugh. Like if you're if you're on a paid show and you do a first joke and you could hear a pin drop, just leave. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be in that position. Yeah, and it's wild because it's.
And you have been in that position.
When I first started, man, so I've been in this game for like 6 years, and there's a lot of people who gave me opportunities. I'm only now seeing from my old clips, what was this guy doing? You know what I mean? Again, that's just the moving with arrogance, right? I was moving with arrogance as opposed to moving in confidence in myself, right? So there's a quote that Kanye said. He said, "There's times where I knew what I was doing, and I would do it confidently, and there's times where I didn't know what I was doing and moved out of arrogance. So I'd rather be self-assured at all times, and that is just really working on your whatever you need to work on.
You know what? You are very intriguing and very powerful. Like honestly, I honestly I didn't think that we were gonna actually break those walls. I didn't.
Yeah, we got some depth out of Jerry today.
Yeah, we really did, and I think it's
my heart
amazing.
is beating fast. It's a chai latte coffee.
There you go. It's a chai latte. It's the sexy vibe that you have, right?
Well, before we do move out of here,
Yes.
I want to get your Mount Rushmore of comedy.
Man, so Chappelle, for just his wisdom and his ability to tell a good story with learning something. Kevin Hart, of course, for his charisma. So 1, 2. Of course, Joe Coy, because he has a story, man. That story is Patrice O'Neill was hating on him back in New York. It's like, how is it? You know what I mean? So there's a lot with Joe Coy, who I learned to appreciate.
Patrice hated on everybody.
Yeah, and Patrice O'Neill is number 4, actually. So you know what I mean. And then we have, I would say, I'm learning to appreciate Bobby Lee.
Okay. Yeah, there's something there with Bobby.
Yeah.
I think he's funnier on his podcast than he is in stand-up.
Exactly. Yeah. He's 100%. Yeah.
He's kind of a maniac. And you got some shows coming up?
Yes.
What rooms are you in next?
So you could find me on. Wow, it's been an hour.
We're coming close.
Well, Thursday you could find me on Neptune Chinese Kitchen on Davie.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the address, but you could see it right here. I hope they could add the link right here. And then you have In This Bar and Grill on Granville on Fridays, and on Saturday I'm back on at Neptune Chinese Bar and Grill. And this Saturday, man, March 26th, Stir Fry Comedy. It's my 3rd edition.
Nice.
We thought of the show with Abdul Ali. So it's an all-Asian show that sold out the first 2 times.
That's great.
So we got, Andrea Jin. She just got nominated for a Juno.
Nice.
Shout out to Andrea.
Very cool.
That's the dream.
Shout out.
We got Milton Ang. We got, we got Sharpay Zhang. We got Michaela Chung, who's been on Forbes and all that good stuff.
Wow.
We also got Corey Lupovich. Corey Lupovici, who else we have? Ilim Lu, Abdul Ali, of course, and who am I missing? Man, if I'm missing someone,
it's okay. We'll put up the link.
Yeah.
And if you are free Saturday night and you do come down to House of Comedy, you are also going to be able to meet myself and Pepper. You're also going to be able to meet the homies from the No Ties podcast as well. Angelina and Ashneel are going to be in the place, and of course the very, very funny. And if you enjoyed this interview, I'm telling you, his stand-up absolutely does not disappoint.
No, not at all.
So make your way out to the House of Comedy this Saturday. It's going to be a great time.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us. And what would you...
wow,
what
my
kind-
arms look so big. Oh my goodness. Woo.
Is that the message you want to give our audience right here?
Yeah, it's summertime. Stay fit. Do your push-ups. And mental health is important, but
Yes.
also physical health, which is why I did this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So physical health is important, and self-love, baby. You know what I'm saying? Jeez.
Is that how I did? Like that?
Look at this. Ooh.
That's Trainer Nizzy right here.
Oh, don't make me take my jacket off. We're about to get it popping. Where can people find you on social media?
Look at this. Look at this.
Dude, you're pushing me, man.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Pushing me.
Is this a chicken leg? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Here we go. You can find me on Jaron Drew on Instagram and Facebook.
Yep.
Comedy Lizard. is my production company,
Yep.
along with 2 others. Shout out to Nick Wong and Shira Esther. So shout out to them, Comedy Lizard, and Energized Event. You know what I mean? That's the family. That's the that's the foundation that's keeping me moving, or allowing me to keep me moving.
And that's JERENDREW. I am Elite, ALITE. And of
Pepper
course,
Prasad.
Pepper Prasad.
And where can they find you?
It's Elite on all social medias. I love how you did that. Great plug.
Yes.
And of course, High Phrase Podcast on YouTube,
Yes.
Instagram, wherever you can find it. We have a
Yeah.
very exciting podcast. Season 3 starts this Sunday.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Do we get a little bit of who's on?
This Sunday, it'll be a throwback, just me and Mike.
Ah.
And then after that, we're going to have some pretty cool guests. I'm excited to share. Yeah.
Exciting, exciting.
Yes.
Definitely a good podcast to follow. So make sure you are following. And please follow our guest here. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for coming on, Mr. Drew.
Thank
I
you so
will
much
keep
for
it
having me.
very, very professional with you because that's just how Pepper Prasad rolls.
Great.
I am so by the book.
Excellent.
Yes.
Great job.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
for
Thank
sure.
you. And you can also find me at Pepper Prasad on Instagram.
Thanks for listening, y'all.
Peace out.